why we're at 73 different high schools approved to speak, because those counselors and the school administrators come from your viewpoint. They understand that they can't do it all, they don't know it all, they can't pretend to know it all. They seek out experts in areas that they are not an expert at, and that's why we have such a great success by me being successful helping our families that end up hiring us, because we know the counselors at that school that we work with do their part because we can't do that part, and then the counselors know the part that they can't do, they rely on us to do it. And that really, we've looked at our stats. Number one, it's increased high school graduation. It's increased kids going to college. It's increased their ratio from the school side on how many students actually go to a four-year school, which obviously statistics for the principals, those are important for them. So that's why they bring us, because they know we can increase graduation from persuading and motivating the parents that there's a lot of things they can do to get financial aid and they can send their kids to college. Chances are what we do is, one of the things that parents don't think is we can send a child to a private school for cheaper than a state school, and you're out in 4 years or less.
I know. That is probably one of the most misunderstood notions.
I really needed a network and a team that could support me. Everybody is an expert in their own field. They just paved me the way, it's just a complicated process. Parents can be very scared with this process. And it was the best investment because there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of questions and a lot of information that I didn't know how to deal with, so I think he's gonna be in a good school. He applied for 13 different schools. I'm sure he'll get to a good one.
I joined for my second child, didn't do it for my first. I'm sorry that I did not do it for my first. I think I made major mistakes on the financial aid application. And on my second child, I was now aware that we should be signing up or trying to get into private colleges. We already received one acceptance letter offering 50%. So we're very happy. And then she got to use these tools and pick different colleges that showed her things in the United States we would never have looked at. They gave color coding, what's your reach college, what's your safe college, and it was all very comforting.
Things have changed dramatically, and what people need to realize is financial aid has changed dramatically too. There is a way to strategize to make your money go farther, but that's why you go to the people who know what they're doing. And that's the whole point of having trustworthy experts who can help you. Yeah. And hopefully your counselor can, aim you towards people, or if you are a counselor, just know that there are organizations and companies that you can trust, so that you feel like you're not putting your little lambs out there for slaughter. But you need to do your research, and I did, and that is why I'm here.
I actually signed up with college planning experts after signing up with another company. And the reason I chose college planning experts is because I felt that the service was much more personable, and I really felt that they could give me the peace of mind that I was looking for in figuring out how to pay for college for my daughter. So the best thing I've received from them is the ability to know that I'm going to somehow figure it out and be able to do it for her. And so I really appreciate the fact that they are so knowledgeable and they're willing to share their expertise and help my family and I win this battle.
Find out why you're going to college. Start with why first. Find out what the student wants to do career-wise. Why are we even doing this? And then back into finding your majors based on the careers that you may be looking at, the majors, the schools, and start narrowing 4,000 schools and look at what schools the student would make a safety school, be a safety school, a core school, or maybe a reach school. And make sure you know that these are true safety safety core and reach schools, because you want to narrow down to about 8 to 10 schools ideally, and then from there you want to make sure financially it's going to make a good fit also, and what's going to be the least amount of out-of-pocket over this 4-year education, and that you're comparing apples to apples. Don't compare a state school at $20,000 a year to a tuition school of $50,000 a year. Really look at what the net cost is going to be. So that's a huge thing that you want to look at. Also, another thing that I hear is I get parents getting advice this is just, I want to throw this out because I just got this a couple weeks ago. A family of ours, they came to me 2 years ago. And then they went to their financial advisor and their accountant. They did both. And their financial guy said, well, I can help you with this, and I can do the net worth of the FAFSAs and all of that. The financial guy went in and submitted the financial aid forms and put the client's net worth. The net worth was $1.5 million. And that was their 401k, their IRAs, their mutual funds, their CDs. And because the FAFSA, for example, he filled out, says, what is your net worth?
Right.
But he didn't go in detail and look at the instructions page on the FAFSA that says, under your personal net worth, you do not include your 401k, your IRAs, your home equity and things like that. But that guy didn't know. But because that financial advisor was that client's financial planner for about 15 years, the client trusted him and said, yeah, you can do it all. And then in the first year of getting in, they got zero money, and they had to borrow a $40,000 plus loan. And then they got they went to a workshop again after they saw me the first time. And when I went back and I looked at their FAFSA, I realized they had their net worth when they weren't supposed to. Just because a financial planner or an accountant or someone you're getting advice, it doesn't mean they're giving you real advice because they think they understand what net worth means.
Well, they need to understand that the rules are different in this game.
Sure.
This is the college financial aid game. It's not the same as the real life financial aid game. And so I think that's why things that seem like common sense, you need to read the instructions. If this is your first time through, do not think you know.
Yeah, that's
because
huge.
Like the whole thing about small businesses, you can ridiculously decrease your financial aid by not understanding how to report assets if you are a small business.
Sure.
Most small businesses I know have less than 100 employees.
Yeah.
And it's a very different FAFSA
Correct.
from someone who has more than 100. So
Sure.
it's just, these are the kind of things that you go to an expert for. You just need to make sure it's an expert in college planning.